Imagine spending months on your research only for your examiner to say your sample size is wrong during defense. Let's fix that quickly in this particular video. How to determine your sample size. What determines your sample size? Determining your sample size is not a guesswork at all. It is logic, it is common sense. So first thing you need to understand is that your sample size is the smaller group you study, while your population is the entire group you are interested in. For instance, you are interested in the whole of Nigeria. For instance, you are interested in the whole students studying in Osun State. Now, how do you decide the right number you need to draw from that population you are interested in? First thing first, stop using one formula for every research. Your sample size will be wrong if you ignore your sampling technique, because there is no universal sample size. Your sample size depends on how you are collecting your data. Let me explain. Step one is for you to identify your research type. If you are using a quantitative research design, you need numbers you can generalize. And if you are using a qualitative research design, you need deep and detailed insight. So step two is for you to know your sampling technique. This is where everything changes. If you are using a probabilistic sampling technique like simple random stratified sampling, you must calculate your sample size scientifically. You use formulas like the ones I put on screen. So the larger the sample, the better the representation. If you are using a non-probabilistic sampling technique like purposive, convenience, snowballing, there is no strict formula. Your sample size depends on the judgment and your research goals. Step 3, apply the rule for each research design. Quantitative plus probability sampling, you use formulas. And quantitative plus non-probability sampling technique, you use minimum acceptable size. So now to qualitative. Qualitative research design is mostly non-probability sampling technique. So you use the saturation principle. You stop when no information is coming. For instance, if you want to sample opinions on X, you choose purposively the period you want to sample and extract all tweets within that time frame you've selected. If you are doing FGD or KII, you usually have up to 5 to 30 participants, depending on how deep your study is. So next time your supervisor asks for your sample size, don't just drop a number. Justify it with your sampling technique.